10 chocolates and I finished 9. What's left with me? Diabetes, maybe? This is how people ridicule the problem of maths. But the guest we have today with us, she knows really well how to make the calculations more easy and interesting. She has years and years of experience in teaching abacus to the kids. So without wasting time, we welcome Mrs. Achri ma'am on our show बातें. वो कहते हैं ना, our teaching should always be skillfully crafted ताकि वो बच्चों की senses तक पहुँचे. और टीचिंग प्रोफेशन अपने आप में ही एक आर्ट है. हाउ एंड व्हेन डिड यू रियलाइज दैट यस दिस इज व्हाट यू वांट टू डू, दिस इज योर मेंट फॉर, लाइक व्हाट वाज योर कॉलिंग फॉर बीइंग अ टीचर? प्लीज शेयर विद अस.
Well, when I first this question came to my mind, I always remember my college time days. When one of my friend Anamika has a doubt in mathematics and she came to me कि actually you are very intelligent and please let me help in these questions. So when I tried to understand her, so what happened, like actually my voice is the pace of my speaking is very fast. So she said कि you can never become a teacher. तुम कभी टीचर नहीं बन सकती. Teaching is not your field to do that. And you can be a good learner, you can be a good scorer, but you can never be a good teacher. So I thought ki is it really so? And then actually in the class there were 10 to 15 girls, and all the girls when coming to the maths they came to me कि हमें समझा दो, ऐसे करो. But 2-3 times like it happened with me when all said कि नहीं तुम तो बहुत तेज़ बोलती हो, तो we are not able to understand your things, and you cannot be a good teacher like that. So it was the final year of our graduation. So then I started working on these points. Ki, is it really so? Because I used to take tuitions also at home during my graduation. So 10th and 12th class students came to me for mathematics, and then I thought ki, is it really so? Ki, because those students of mine, they are scoring very well, and means I was from the beginning a kind of attitude ki I used to work with the students. I used to struggle with those students importantly. Those were facing problem in the basics. Because a teacher cannot be a good teacher if he is working on already good students. एक अच्छा टीचर वही है जो ऐसे बच्चों पे काम कर सकता है जहाँ उसे एक्चुअल मेहनत करनी पड़े. तो मैंने शुरू से ही उसको बड़े चैलेंजिंग वे में लिया, एंड देन आई स्टार्टेड वर्किंग ऑन माई थ्योरी ऑफ टीचिंग कि कहाँ मुझे अपनी वॉइस मॉड्यूलेशन पे काम करना है, कहाँ मुझे अपनी आवाज़ को चेंज करना है, अपनी बेस को स्लो रखना है, एंड हाउ टू रीफ्रेम माई माइंड अकॉर्डिंग टू द स्टूडेंट्स माइंड. और शायद यही वजह थी कि मुझे टीचिंग के अलावा कोई प्रोफेशन मतलब पसंद ही नहीं आया. हाउएवर आई एम MCA कि चाहने को मैं सॉफ्टवेयर डेवलपमेंट या किसी भी फील्ड में जा सकती थी, बट आई नेवर थॉट ऑफ डूइंग दैट, एंड आई ऑलवेज लाइक
Indeed, teaching is about being passionate to uplift children, to make them understand better. But kids never think in a straight line. They always need some part of creativity in them. So they might say us to close our eyes and they will just rub spring all across our cheeks. This is how creative they are. I would like to know how abacus strengthens the ability, the visualization capacity of a child.
Initially the people used to work on abacus using a tool, using a small tool was there in which the beads, because the parts of there are two parts of our brain, left and right. So left part of the brain is associated with the right hand, and the right part of the brain is associated with our left hand. So, and we see in the routine life, the most of the tasks we do, we use our right hand. And the child and see elders also, we are not having using our left hand so frequently. So that's why when it comes to abacus, how it improves the visualization of the children. So it is a way. See, the more you practice, the more you learn. So initially the tools were designed to work upon them with the fingers, like this, and so on. The thumb was used to scaling up the lower beats, and the finger was used to making down the upper beats. So when the children used to work these way, So after a time period of 3 months or 3 months span or 6 months span, then children are able to visualize that abacus tool here in the mind, and that help improving their visualization. But now these days what I'm preferring, because the time is less and the children and the parent as well, they want to make their child learn so many things in a while. So what we have done, we have excluded two from our curriculum, and especially me only. And I used to train them only on the fingers, because our right hand is the ones place, left hand is the tens place. So from the very beginning, I used to teach them abacus on the hands only, and later on, what happens with the practice only, they can do this exercise, and like this is ones, this is tens, and now they can visualize 100 plays, 1000 plays. And if the child is able to visualize up to 1000 plays using abacus, or in addition to the Vedic math tricks, and I think we should not go beyond that, because if the child is doing well up to 1000 plays mentally, so there is not at all any problem with his or her calculations. So that's why, and how the abacus improves our visualization, because there are so many tricks like decomposition methods are there, like complementary numbers are there. For example, I should teach like the complementary numbers are those sums are always equal to 10. For example, 2 plus 8, that is equal to 10. So when the number comes like 18 plus 12, suppose I ask you to add 18 and 12. So 8 and 2 both are complementary numbers, because their sum is equal to 10. So whenever you will see a combination like that, 8, 2. So we will always write 0 there, and then 1 and 1 was there at the tens place. That becomes 2, and the carry automatically adding into that, and it will give us 3. So the answer will be 30. So if the child is trained in this manner, it is very easy and comfortable for the child to visualize the things mentally.
Try. The more I try, the more I cry. I practice maths with heart and soul, yet I fail to achieve my goal. Well, this sounds familiar to me, because I, as a child, also was quite phobic of maths. So what do you understand as a maths? Because as children are so scared of the subject.
Mathematics is a fear to all the students. I know, and I came across so many questions from the parents also, कि when their kids belong to the primary classes, means up to class 3 they don't face any kind of problem in mathematics. But suddenly what happens in class 4 and 5th onwards, and especially 6th and 7th class, that lags them behind in the subject mathematics. So the most important thing is what I have felt in my life, like the students are weak in English as subject. If I took as a subject in English, because they are not able to conquer among the problem statements. See, when it comes to plus minus, they are very good at doing this. But nowadays, as we have seen, there is lot many pressure on the children. There are so many activities are going on. It is compulsory for the parents to get them joined into some classes, suppose for abacus also, if they're coming from the Q math or coming for Vedic mathematics also. Yes, these things help them in building the basic foundation level for the students. But the main problem still I feel in understanding the problem. The main problem the student in the front of student is how to understand the problem better. Because what should be subtracted from this to make equal to this. This small statement student can never assume. Why? Because they are just engaging themselves in the mind whether we have to add and whether we have to subtract. So, and when these such type of questions arises, there is always a confusion in the children mind, and that's why gradually when they are coming across such type of questions, such kind of problems, because in exam we can see 3 hours exam is not a judgment criteria to mark a student how he thinks and how he behaves. But this is our education system is made in such a way, and that puts a lot of pressure on the student as well. That put a lot of pressure on the student, because we cannot analyze his skills in that 3 hours, especially in the subject called mathematics. That's why when the students' grade fell lower, because due to plus minus and due to multiplication, due to some division problems, when our students make the basic problems and their marks got deducted in the exam, and that's why that create a fear of mathematics. However, I thought that mathematics is the easiest subject for the children, but because of these reasons it makes it's difficult for the student as well.
धीरे धीरे रे में ना धीरे सब कुछ होए, but sometimes being teachers we have to push our kids, but still we should never neglect the kids, those who are quite slow in their pace. So we want to know what are your strategies for the slow learners. Please share with us.
Yeah, it's a very good question. What strategies we have to apply for the slow learners? See, we cannot say a student as a slow learner, because see, in our life also we are also facing some situations where we lack, in as comparison to the other peoples, but it doesn't mean that we are not catching this. Sometimes there are so many factors in I see, because in a class there are suppose 30 to 35 students are there. They all differ in their age groups as well, because like CBSE has said, like some schools are taking 4-year child in first class, 5-year child in first class. So a 3 months gap in the age in any class play a major significant role in the learning of a child. So for such students, or you can say the student those who are lacking in the basic concepts, first of all I always catch them with the basic concepts where they are lacking. Now for me, I never thought, like suppose a class 6 students comes to me and we are doing the chapter of knowing our numbers, right? See, that student must have gone across to the international system, Indian system in the class 4 and class 5 also. But what my practice is, I always start from the very basic, that I like what I have to put into him, what I effort best I can do for that person. Second strategy we can work apart from the basics, a regular practice. A teacher have to put a check in, especially in the mathematics, whatever you are teaching to a child, suppose it is a single concept, so how much practice the child is putting effort into that practice, because practice is a major ingredient in the mathematics. Because like these days we want, like students are also of the stuff, they want instant result from anything they learn. That's why their retaining capability, whatever we have putting our efforts in the classes as well, school as well, or in the evening after school activities, but they have very a small gap, means they retain everything for a small instant, small time period. So we can do that one thing, because of the repetitive practice. And yes, again there is a challenge for us, like if the student is going to practice a similar thing again and again, then there is a chance he or she must get bored out of it. So what strategies, because it is up to the teacher again, how interestingly and how effectively she or he is changing her matter also, and content also, and adding some basic tricks, or adding some visualization factors, like using smart boards or using technology, because students are tech savvy, all the kids are tech savvy these days, and especially in the corona times. So how we can effectively engage our classes in the basic concept building to the students. And other strategies that we can use, apart from the basic concepts, apart from the practice, we can take help of technology also in the terms of apps. There are so many apps, like these days I am using QMath app, QMath Maths Gym app. So there are so many tools in the market, in the Play Store as well, for enhancing their learning capability. And apart from all these things also, what I feel, proper parent guidance is also needed. If in a family a child gets environment or a helping hand from the parents also, because yes, the teacher is doing the job to make the students better, but how the parents can help, because the parents are the best support in this task of teaching and learning process. Teacher and students are the main increasing factors, but the one extrinsic factor or the external factor we can say, and that is a hidden pillar of the society, that is the parents. And the parents play a very important role in the teaching learning process of a child.
आई होप ये स्ट्रैटेजीज पेरेंट्स भी इम्प्लीमेंट करेंगे सो दैट कि उनको भी हेल्प होगा. लेकिन कई बार ऐसा होता है ना कि टीचर्स के क्वेश्चन का जवाब होता है लेकिन बच्चों के क्वेश्चंस का हमारे पास कोई जवाब नहीं होता. हैव यू फाउंड योर सेल्फ इन सच अ सिचुएशन वेयर यू वर bombarded by the questions of children and you were awestruck like what to do? Please share if you have any experience.
Yeah, students are very smart these days, and sometimes I felt ki I have to regularly building up myself according to my students. A latest incident has happened in the Corona times when I was taking a QMath online class. So while taking the class, a student was there of class 4, means he has come to class 4 only 1 month back, you see, and I was teaching him the concept of number system. See, but I think the parents are also smart enough for him. So the parent asked me after 2 days of regular attending the class, they called me up and said कि मैम जो आप करा रहे हो वो तो उसको सब आता है. So मैंने बोला अच्छा आता है तो ठीक है कोई बात नहीं, but according to my knowledge, as far as the class 4 child is concerned with, and according to the QMath curriculum, because that is a very QMath curriculum is, I can't say it is very, it start from the very basic, but it take up the student to the level of class 6 student as well. If a child is doing class 4th class child is doing class 4 syllabus, I think that is upbeatable to the class 6 student in the NCERT. So I said कि very good, अगर उसको आता है तो बहुत अच्छी बात है. So I tried after 2 days or 3 days, I tried some other facts with him, and again he said कि नहीं इसको तो ये भी आता है. He means the parents are putting so much effort, but sometimes what happened, then I started working with the coding with him. फिर मैंने कोडिंग स्टार्ट किया हम लोगों ने उसके साथ, एंड देन इट वाज अ चैलेंज लाइक कि ऐसे हाइपर एक्टिव बच्चों को कैसे एंगेज करना, कि उनके लिए क्या क्या नए टूल्स इस्तेमाल करना, क्या क्या नए टॉपिक्स चूज़ करना, कि किस तरह से हम उसकी लर्निंग को और एनहेंस कर सकें और अपनी क्लास को बेटर बना सकें. तो इस तरह से बहुत सारे चैलेंजेस आते हैं टीचिंग के अंदर. कभी ऐसे स्टूडेंट्स भी आते हैं कि क्लास 3 स्टूडेंट इज़ देयर और उसको अपनी क्लास लाइक सेकेंड क्लास तक का भी कंसेप्ट क्लियर नहीं होता. एट दैट टाइम व्हाट आई डू, वी ऑलवेज यूज़ कैचअप पैक्स. मीन्स इन माई करिकुलम आई ऑलवेज यूज़ सम कैचअप पैक्स. We are having head start books. Head start books means कि whenever a new student comes to me, first of all we always start with the basic concepts of the previous class. Whatever he or she has learned in that class, we start from that concept, and if he or she is following any problem in that concept, so for there we can start with. So always teachers, students are always the great mentors for me even. मतलब मुझे हमेशा ऐसा लग रहा है अपनी जर्नी के अंदर कि आज इवन जो भी कुछ हूँ, बिकॉज मैंने हमेशा हर तरह के बच्चों को अपने पास लिया है. हर तरह के बच्चे मेरे पास आते हैं, और शायद उन्हीं मतलब चुनिंदा फूलों की वजह से कि आज मेरी खुशबू इतनी फैली है कि सब लोग जानते हैं कि ठीक है अगर अश्वी मैम के पास आएंगे तो हमारा बच्चा कुछ सीख सकता है. और वो एक ट्रस्ट शायद इसी वजह से आज डेवलप है, because I have learnt a lot from my students. Means the people are used to wish on the Teachers Day, but my students are my best teachers.
And on behalf of Pati team, I thank you so much for sharing your valuable time with us and giving us wonderful suggestions also. तो प्लीज़ बने रहिए आप सब भी हमारे साथ ऐसे ही अमेजिंग पर्सनैलिटीज़ से रूबरू होने के लिए, और अपने सजेशंस को आप कमेंट सेक्शन में लिख सकते हैं और हमको पूछ सकते हैं अगर आपकी कोई भी क्वेरी है. प्लीज़ लाइक, शेयर एंड सब्सक्राइब. डोंट फॉरगेट टू हिट दैट नोटिफिकेशन बेल. तब तक स्वस्थ रहिए, घर पर रहिए और ज़िंदगी में कुछ ना कुछ बदलाव लाते रहिए.